friends, to today's program. Today I would like to major on marriage, which is a long journey that we'll go through, navigating a journey of commitment in marriage, and I wish that all of us get something from it, and I believe that you are going to be blessed. And I want to look at various issues in marriage. And I want to tell you, brethren, that there is no secret formula for a successful marriage. Let nobody tell you, like in mathematics, that the formula for maybe the area of a triangle is half base times height. No. I want to assure you that in marriage, there is no secret formula for a successful marriage. But we have some key elements which include communication, compromise, respect, and commitment. Very important keys that in our subsequent programs we are going to look at them one by one as God enables us to go through. It is important, very important, that we look at the factors that contribute to a healthy and lasting marriage. Marriage was meant to be lasting. Very important that when you enter into marriage, it is supposed to last. It is supposed to be long lasting. That's why in the marriage vows it says until death separate us is when you can come out of it. But one key point that we have highlighted already is communication, which is key to a healthy marriage. And I want to ask friends, how do you communicate? It is important that you have good communication between the two partners, husband and wife. Very important. How do you relate together in the house? How do you exchange? How do you respond to anyone? Maybe your husband is talking to you, or maybe has come to the house late. I want to ask us, how do you relate to him? How do you answer him? Husband, how do you relate to your wife in terms of communication? So I wanted to tell us that communication is very important. And I want to tell you, keeping quiet is very bad, because some people keep quiet to one another. Spouses in the house can keep quiet to one another for a long time. And I want to tell us that that is a very dangerous sign in a marriage. So let communication be good and cordial to one another, handle one another, even if there are heartaches, know how to relate to one another, how to talk to one another. And I want to tell you, even the way you address your partner, when you are the two of you, is very different. The way you will be able to address him when maybe you are the two of you. That one we need to check on it. But I want to really request that communication is important, and let it be verbal. But let us not have non-verbal communication where you differ, then you start exchanging through SMSs, and you're in the house and can you come and eat? And then the other one tells you, I'm satisfied, I'm not coming to eat. That is a danger, and it is going to destroy your marriage. Find a way that is good, that is amicable, that you can communicate to one another. And if there is somebody who has hurt one another, please share, come, ask the other, darling, what happened? How can we go about this thing? Don't forget that you are two different people from different backgrounds who have just come to start a life together. So communication is important. You are never born together. Each and every person was raised up in a different background with different communication skills and with different attitudes and behaviors. But God has brought you together so that you live together as one, and then you start handling your communication issues as you have your conversations. Let it be that one that will bring to each other is the dignity, and also look at each other as a valued partner in this marriage walk. Otherwise, as I had said earlier, marriage is a long time journey, and you will navigate through several areas. It is not straight. So you need to agree and communicate well. Then another very important area, but as we go on, remember that we will come to talk about communication as a topic on its own. That will take quite some time, and I'll always invite you that be in this channel that you'll be able to learn more. Then I wish to talk about trust. It's very important, respect. And there are main foundations of our lasting marriage: trust and respect. Do we trust one another? Do we respect one another? I want to challenge us as married people, as couples. Do you trust your partner? There are some of us that they don't trust one another. Trust, if you don't trust one another, that one kills a marriage. It will kill a marriage sooner than later. Because we don't trust one another. Maybe if it is your partner who has gone out and you follow up with the husband, you are following your wife where you went, or you put some people there to find out where did she go, whom did she talk to, and then when she comes, you start investigating her. You know that is lack of trust, and that is very bad. Then that is not only that. Trust yourself in the house in terms of spending, in terms of the money that you have. If your wife, you have given her maybe some money to spend, you as a husband, believe that she will use the money well. And you as a wife also, spend the money well when you come. Accountability is very important in marriage. Accountability for one another for the sake of your marriage and your happiness. You need to trust one another. You don't have to really work on hearsays, what you hear people are saying. But to trust one another, and if there's the first person you need to trust, it is your wife. If it's the first person you need to trust, it is your husband. Trust him. Respect is very important, and it is scriptural. Respect your husband, respect your wife, each and every person. It is a give and take. Respect is give and take. Husbands, don't just jump at your wife. You don't respect me, when surely you don't respect her. Respect, I've said, it is a give and a take. Respect one another. That dignity that is somebody deserves, give it to her, even before the public, while you are alone. Please respect one another. Use the right language in addressing your husband, in addressing your wife. There are some who can use a very weird language that it does not depict any respect to the wife or the husband, or when you are addressing to your wife, or when you are talking about your wife to other people, then it actually shows that you don't actually have respect for your wife. So I wanted to say that trust and respect is very important, and as we go by in this program that are coming, I'll be able to handle one by one as we go by, that we need to trust one another. What has killed marriage is lack of trust, and we really need to trust one another, and then lay a firm foundation, a really firm foundation that will make our marriages to last, and nobody will change it. And even if your wife goes where, your husband goes where, when there is trust among yourself and respect, nobody can in fact convince your wife and give her wrong information that will bring threats to your marriage. Another very, very crucial point is the cultivation of love and affection by spending quality time together. I just want to underline spending quality time together. The cultivation of love and affection. That will actually, by doing that, by spending quality time together. I want to challenge us as married couples who are watching us or watching me. How much time do you spend with your partner? It is important, because that one will, your marriage, your love, each and every time it is like you are showering water into your marriage, and love will grow when you spend time together. But I want to challenge us, like in the modern society, like I want to talk about the young couples. You come into marriage, you are already married, but unfortunately, I think mobile phones have taken completely the space of quality time. For example, like if there are husbands who are serious fans of soccer, and we have all these they call them Premier Leagues, Europa. I'm not a fan anyway, but I just want to let us know about it, that you will find the husband spending more time watching matches than the time he will spend with with the wife. The same time with the wife, she can also spend more time maybe on media, chats with the friends who are far away, and many more things. Today, the phone has got the entire world on our hand. But I want to challenge us that we need to spend time, quality time, in order to cultivate our love and affection. When we spend that quality time, we'll be able to know our weaknesses, our strengths. Then you will know my fears, your partner's fears, and you will cultivate together. What can we do about this? It will enable you also. Quality time will enable you to plan together. There are things that you plan together. Quality time will enable you to have a serious focus in life, and that one will actually build your marriage, and your marriage will last. But the moment you see that you are away, the moment you find that you are not spending time with your wife, marriage is getting issues. Your marriage is soon entering into various serious dangers when you find that there is no quality time that is spent together. Have special time that you must be with your wife and your husband, and then you share. So I want to move to the next level about warning signs of a failing marriage. What are the indicators that your marriage is failing? What are the indicators? There are indicators that come. Number one, as I had said earlier, lack of communication is very important. Lack of communication and intimacy. Lack of communication. When you don't communicate, that one will actually, it's a serious indicator that your marriage is dying. When you communicate to your husband through children, when your wife communicates to you through maybe relatives, I want to tell you, my friend, or my dear friends, that marriage very soon it might not go far. And I encourage you that embrace communication. If there is an issue, sit together. Be willing to sit and share and say, where did the rain start beating us? What happened? And you handle these issues with a lot of calmness. And may God help you not to clothe yourself with the bitterness and the anger. Because if there is bitterness and anger, then obviously these two people cannot sit together to really share and come up with an amicable solution about their marriage. So you need to communicate regardless of what will come. And if it is getting out of hand, then get somebody to help you, and then finally reunite you and you start sharing. But I want to challenge us as married couples. Let it start with the two of you. Bring in the third party, then things are getting out of hand. And it is important that you sit together and ask yourself, what do we do about this? I was not happy, my dear wife, when such a thing happened. Or your husband will say, my dear husband, I think I was not happy about this. Then you handle it with a lot of love, with a lot of concern for one another, not to hurt another. No, you share. Don't put a trap for your friend, then for your partner. When he started talking about something, then you are waiting, then he immediately strikes and says upon you, say, oh yes, I knew, I just knew that is what you are going to do. I knew, I was waiting for you to say that point. Then you are not now going to help, so that you heal your endangered lack of communication, but still you are going far apart, step by step by step. So, my friends, I want to encourage us that let us all the time embrace communication. Let us not keep quiet to one another. I've had cases of of couples that don't talk to one another 1 week, 1 month. I'm telling you, with a lot of love of God, that if you find yourself that you are endangering your marriage, please come back very quickly and sit down, resolve the issue that is there, and start communicating. You are important people in the society, in your family, for your children, and those that are around you, and even those that depend upon you. And we need to be a role model to the young people that also want to enter into marriage. Then I want to pick another factor that can also endanger marriage from lasting. Is there is in marriage there is constant criticism and defensiveness. Constant criticism and defensiveness. So that you find somebody is always criticizing. Your wife has cooked, and then when he brings the meal on the table, then you say, hey, this meal is not good. And let me tell you, if you want to kill your wife faster, husbands, listen to me, if you want to kill your wife and kill her completely, criticize the meal she has given you. Criticize the way she's dressed. However much, even if you don't like the way she has dressed or she's not smart, please don't criticize. Don't ask her, hey, how are you dressed? You are putting on clothes like 19th century mothers. You are telling your wife 19th century or 1st century. You can imagine taking her back to 1st century. Don't criticize your wife. Don't criticize her hair. Don't criticize her looks. But all the time, try to build her. Try to see the positive of her, but not the negative, because criticisms are associated with the negativity, how you handle them. So avoid the negativity in a marriage. Please avoid negativity. Both husbands and wife, let us not criticize. Let not the meal come on the table and then you start criticizing it. Or, my dear ladies, wives, please don't criticize your husband. Don't tell him, you don't look like other men. You have killed him. Because it means there are other men that you are seeing. You don't look like other men. Why do you do these things? Men don't do things like this. I don't know whether you are confused. Don't criticize them. Men don't like criticism. I want to tell you, especially men, but both sides. I want to say both sides. You should not criticize, because that one is a danger. Those are indicators, red indicators, that marriage is not going to last. It is going to end very soon. So make sure all the time, please, focus on the positivity. Focus on saying how good your husband is, how good your wife is. And I want to tell you, for you to win your wife, to win your husband, please boldly tell people how good she is. Declare publicly to others who she is, and walk with her around. Please don't walk. Maybe you have a walk maybe to the store, to the market, and then one is ahead, another one is behind. Have a wonderful time together. You walk together. Don't criticize one another about their looks, about their talk. Sometimes our language can have a problem. This language, like foreign languages, we have borrowed them, we have paid for them, but you can find I'm making a mistake. My pronunciations are not good, but then you make a fun of my pronunciation, how I pronounce some words, and then you laugh and start crying, getting a handkerchief just to wipe yourself tears because of maybe the mistake your husband has made, or your wife, and you just ask her, hey, and you, which language is this? Where did you get this language? How do you pronounce words? Then you start criticizing. That when will kill your marriage. Build your marriage. Where you find negativity, try to bring positivity very quickly. Quickly, don't be defensive. If there is a problem that has come in a marriage, don't be defensive. If there is an issue that has come, please be open. Put it the way it is, but don't be on the defensive side. Don't shield. If, for example, the issue of in-laws, which I will be able to talk about in the coming programs, Maybe your husband, you are with your brothers and your sisters, and maybe your wife wanted to know something about them, or if they have messed up your wife, or they have done something that it was not good, and maybe your wife is reporting that you see your sister has done this and this. Please don't be defensive of them, but find an amicable way of solving that issue. But I want to tell you, without any fear of contradiction, that in the event that there is an issue between a wife and a husband, and especially a wife and the in-laws, the husband, the first person you need to defend and stand for is your wife. That one, there is no shortcut about it. That is how it is, because you and your wife, you are one, and you can be able to solve it. And we have said all the time, be positive, whether it means your in-laws or it means your wife, but be positive in handling every issue. But don't be defensive. Don't say, this is my brother, I have grown with him, I know him. This is my sister, this is my mother, my really mother who gave birth to me. So what she tells me, I think it has got more weight than anybody else. None. So it means you have aged your wife out, and she should be the first one. And it is clear from the Christian point of view that biblical point of view, that when you get married, you leave your father and mother and the rest, and join with your wife. So once you have joined with her, that is your business. That is the person you need to first defend by all means, and then you will be able to help. Then you will be able to sort out the issue, how it comes about. So defensiveness, or when you are out, or you have gone somewhere and you have done a mistake, or you have been out late, and like we men, sometimes we can be out late. When you come, don't be defensive. Don't ask your wife, why do you ask me where I'm coming from? You mean I cannot be with my friends? I must be with my friends. Don't forget I've talked about having quality time with your wife. But don't defend yourself. Don't ever defend yourself, but find an amicable way with a lot of love and explain. Let me tell you, if there are easy people to deal with, there are our wives. Very easy to deal with them. When you love them, and then you respect them, and then be open, and very, very, very open. I want to tell you, you will have a serious landing, and you will never have problems in the house. Then I want to talk about another factor that will indicate that the marriage is quickly dying, is infidelity, unfaithfulness, and dishonesty. You find that factor in the house. If your husband, you have got an extramarital relationship outside, if your wife is having another extramarital relationship outside the marriage, then I want to assure you, your marriage is down the drain, and soon it will not be there. And please, if there are those indicators, please mend the fences very fast. Marriage is meant to be. You need to be faithful to one another. You need to keep the marriage vows, that you will not be able again to find the two of you become one. So don't bring another person in. And there are indicators, various indicators, when somebody is becoming unfaithful, and that is why finding himself associating with maybe other women, or associating with other men, and always wanting to be out alone. And still that one takes us back where you spend quality time together, that will cultivate a lot of love and affection between the two of you. Because the more time you spend together, you will be seeing your husband. The more time you spend time together, you will be able to see your wife. So I want to appeal to us as a family, that let us take care of our marriages. It is important. Let us take care of our marriages. Let's consider your wife, consider your husband. We need our marriage, because if our marriage is broken, then our family is broken. Once our family is broken, our society is broken. And if our society is broken, our nation is broken. But I want to believe that as we will walk together through the journey of this program, we will be able to benefit a lot, and we will be able to learn more and more that will help us to stay together. Please pick this few information that I've given. May it help you. And if you need to communicate to me, please you will be able to see my communication. You will be able to check my number on the screen, and you will be able to communicate to us. We will be able to talk to you, and I believe you will be helped. Otherwise, I want to thank you so much for taking your time to listen to me. Please subscribe and always comment. We would like to hear your comments and your subscription so that this program will go far and it will help all of us. And may God help you and bless you so much as we continue. Welcome to the next program when we'll be coming on and on. Make sure you tune in and it shall be well. Thank you so much.